All praise to the Most High, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. You know, come back with a quick little lesson, edify the body, man. You know, but all praise to the Most High. You know, let's jump into it. Psalms 131. You know, a humble heart is gonna be the title of the lesson. You know, so let's get into it. I'm reading the NLT because I like it in the NLT. It says, Lord, my heart is not proud. My eyes are not haughty. Why does David say that? Let's go to Proverbs real quick, 16:18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. So we never ever want to be moving in the spirit of pride. Trying to highlight it. We never want to go in the spirit of pride because it goes before destruction. And we never want to have a haughty spirit, a high-minded spirit, because it's going to have a fall too, you know. So I always want to stay humble and praying always every day for humility, you know. I don't concern myself with matters too great or too awesome for me to grasp. You know, let's get another precept. Let's go to Sirach now, chapter 3. Okay, let's just work in. It's Sirach chapter 3. There we go. We'll go to Sirach 3:21 and see what David's talking about. I don't concern things too hard for me. It says, seek not out things that are too hard for thee. Sometimes we don't need to be, you know, trying to look for the deep, dark parables. Sometimes we all need, you know, basic milk to grow, you know. If the Lord wants to give you understanding about some things in the scriptures, he'll reveal it one day when he feels like you're ready, you know. But sometimes we don't need to seek out things that's too hard for us. You know, it says, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Now let's go back to what King David wrote through the Spirit. It says, I don't concern myself with matters too great or too awesome for me to grasp. Instead, I have calmed and quieted myself. Like a weaned child who no longer cries for his mother's milk. Yes, like a weaned child is my soul within me, you know, because we need to have, you know, let me get that in 1 Peter 2. Let's get that in 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2:2, it says, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. So, you know what I'm saying? Some of us, you know, need to be like a child being weaned by your mother's milk, you know, same way how we are with wisdom. You know, we're always going for the milk. You know, we don't want to have a, you know, a big old steak, you know, we're only like 6 months old, man. You know, let's keep going. Oh, Israel, put your hope in the Lord now and always. So through any situation, through anything that you're going through in life, always, number one, call on the Lord. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And with that, I digress. Lord's one that was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH and his only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI. Shalom.